Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land and Facebook Live land. We are WordPress Tampa Bay, and you are here for our monthly Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop. I am Jim True. I'm the lead organizer for the WordPress Tampa Bay, and below me is Elaine Simmons, our co-leader for WordPress St. Pete, WordPress Tampa Bay. Travis and Jen are not joining us tonight, unfortunately, so it'll just be the two of us. Looking forward to going through with all this with you, though. So it should be fun. We got a lot of good questions from the meetup this week, or this month, rather. So we, as I said, we are WordPress Tampa Bay. We meet monthly on the third Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. We are online for our Ask Us Anythings, these live streams, and we're doing quarterly in-person socials. Our meetup website is meetup.com/WP Tampa Bay. Our website is wptampabay.org. And on our website, you can find a link to our Slack chat, our Facebook group, and all of our meetup groups. We are a member of the WordPress Tampa Bay Network. That is a loosely affiliated group of combined meetups across Tampa, St. Petersburg, Brandonville, Rico, and Newport Richey. And I'm rolling at Lakeland in because at some point I probably will like doing events in Lakeland. We'll see. Anyway, there are still meetup groups out there for Tampa and for Brandonville, Rico, and for Newport Richey. Lakeland still has one, but WordPress recently shut it down, so I think it's gone now. We are absorbing those onto the WP Tampa Bay, WordPress Tampa Bay meetup group. So when you see them in the calendar on WordPress Tampa Bay meetup, they'll show the different location where they are, if they actually are physically in person. Okay, our upcoming meetups and events. Next month, June 20th, we are doing an Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop live stream like this. We were going to do an in-person social, but I've got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with at work, and I had to push it off for one more month. Plus, I didn't put anything out there quick enough. So now we will be looking at doing our in-person event in St. Peter, Lakeland on July 18th. So I will hopefully get something out there to get that started before June hits, so that people have a chance to sign up to it and figure out where we're going to go. If we do it in Lakeland, we'll be doing it at the Joinery, which is a food hall here in Lakeland, just right downtown. And it's pretty easy to get to Lakeland from Tampa, St. Pete, Newport Richey, any of those places. You just basically I-4, like you're heading to Orlando, and then hop off on the main Lakeland exit. All right. We are looking for speakers. If you are interested in talking about WordPress, web design, front end or back end, maybe review some plugins, show how a plugin works, show how a theme works, show how theme builders work, anything pertinent to web design, WordPress, we'd love to have you talk. If you've never spoken in public before, that's not a problem. We're doing them through live stream anyway, so it's not like you're going to have to worry about anybody looking at you, except for me and Elaine. It's great for your resume. You can use it on your LinkedIn and your Twitter, if Twitter still exists in a couple more months. And if you're interested in talking, please go to our website at wptampabay.org, click on the little link at the top that says speakers, and then there's a button on there for call for speakers, and it'll have the form for you to fill out. Okay, our code of conduct tonight, there are no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. If you didn't have to take the time to ask the question, we can't help you. So we do take RSVPs for questions through our meetup event, and we've got quite a few of those. What I do is we log those, and then we kind of pull them into the call tonight, and those are the ones we'll be discussing. But if you have dialed into the call through Facebook Live or through YouTube, you can ask questions in the chat, and we'll see it in our chat on the screen as well. I can bring those questions in as well. Okay. We limit our question discussion to about 10 to 15 minutes. Anything more than that, and you really should be hiring a consultant. And if you do end up dialing into the call tonight, there's a link to do that on both Facebook Live, YouTube, to get into our system here. And if you do end up dialing into the call, please don't talk on top of anyone, or because it's kind of hard when you're dealing with live stream. Voices go blah, 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 all over each other, and it gets kind of messy. The dial-in etiquette for tonight, we're using StreamYard. As I said, the invite link is posted on both Facebook and our YouTube chat. You will be given guest instructions when you click that link, and they walk you through how to set up your microphone and your video camera and test it before you actually join the call. We ask that you please do that and make sure you get it configured properly first. When we bring you into the call, please make sure that if you are watching the stream on Facebook or YouTube Live, and I did it again, Delane, I changed the text on this and didn't make it small enough to fit. It's chopping off at the bottom. I thought I was going to catch that last week, and I did not. Last month, and I did not. Okay. Anyway, if you're watching the stream through Facebook or YouTube Live and you've got it on another tab on your browser, make sure that you mute that particular tab. You'll know it's got audio on it because you'll see a little speaker icon or like a little loudspeaker, look like a loudspeaker on the tab, and that shows that you've got audio playing on that particular tab. So please make sure you go to that tab, mute it, and then join the call. Okay. And that'll keep you from going into an echo chamber when you join the call. We'll mute you immediately if you do. So that's pretty much it. So tonight, do you have any questions? Ask us anything. All right. So let me stop sharing that screen. Stop sharing screen, and we'll go to our first question from the Meetup group. See Mel out there. Hi, Mel. Okay. So our first question, Mina Botros asks, or Botros, a friend wants to build a print-on-demand website since he has all the tools to print the products at home and ship himself. He doesn't want to use Printify or Printful or any of those services. Are there any plugins or packages I can use to build it? That's actually a really good question. On that kind of a situation, what I would do if you're doing a print on demand, what you're probably, I'm guessing something like either 3D printing or printing pictures or printing artwork or printing, things where people upload and then you print them off onto something else, like on t-shirts or something. If you're doing something of that nature, I would honestly use I work for Gravity Form, so I'm going to say I would honestly recommend doing a Gravity Form, take the upload as part of your form process, and then at the very end of the form, do a payment gateway. I'll show you kind of how that would look. Give me just a second, and I will pull that up for you. But yeah, because that would be my suggestion, is that it's kind of pretty straightforward and it's pretty simple. Share screen. I'm going to do a tab, form preview. Here we go. All right. So I created a form in Gravity Forms, and it's basically going to name, email, choose a file. We have a product field here, which you use to select your pricing. Oh, that's interesting. It's not selecting any pricing there. Oh, because I don't have any copies. And then how many copies? And it creates a total, and then you put in the credit card field. So you have in this case, I've got a square field. And that would kind of be how that would work. Now, granted, you would have to determine if they would be, if you want to collect shipping, if you're going to have shipping, if you're going to have them pick it up or something like that. So, but you can incorporate all of that into the field itself. Let me show you kind of how that would look by going into the form itself. That side of the process looks. Okay, so forms, print on demand. So like in this case, we've got a name, an email address. Obviously, if you were going to be shipping something, you'd want to add like an address field. So you could just drag that right in. Where is address? I know it's in there. Oh, here, I'll just search for it. I work for Gravity Forms, except I don't remember where my fields are. So what I've got here is just basically a standard file upload field. Now your maximum file size is dictated by your hosting server. So, but you can get that updated to a larger size if you need it. So you could change the size on that and say, like, maybe you don't want to do anything larger than 2 megabytes, or, in this case, I think we've got it set for 300 megabytes. But, you obviously wouldn't want to take a file that's 3 gigs or something like that. I set up the on-demand printing. This is a product field with options. So I set like a 4x6 print at $25, 5x7 at $35, and an 8x10 at $45, that kind of a thing. And the quantity field is linked to the pricing field. And so when you select quantity, it multiplies that and gives you a total. Now, if you did have shipping and you wanted to add that, you could also add a shipping field. You just drop that in there like that. And you can either set up like a single, basically you're going to calculate your shipping ahead of time based on factors and then just base it that way. And the square field is just once you've configured Gravity Forms to connect to Square, you just drag the square field into the form and it will take care of the processing. You could use Stripe, you could do PayPal checkout, any of those.
That was my question. What do you recommend for payment gateways?
I find Square the easiest to set up. Stripe is really, it's getting easier. It's going to be much easier when Stripe 5.0 drops, which I can't give any dates on that specifically, but should be pretty soon. So that's what I would recommend for that particular kind of a situation where you've got something that you want to print on demand and you don't want to, use another service. I would just use a form to collect the file that needs to be printed and then charge it based on that. If your prices vary too much, or if you can't set it down to a standard pricing style, I would suggest like, for instance, in this case, we did it by size of the picture. But if you can't lock down pricing based on printing types, that's when you basically say, tell us what you need, fill out a form, and then they contact you, and then you contact them and give them another link to a form to pay for it or something like that. And that would be the method you'd use if it was something that had to be custom. Because, Elaine, when we work with like print shops in the past, they typically, back in the old days, they used to have a form you would upload your PDF were they PDFs back then, or were they all kinds of things?
Not in the beginning, but
yeah,
they are now. They are now.
They're definitely now PDFs, but back then they were whatever they were before they were PDFs. So, but yeah, you would upload your job to the print shop, and then they would get the job, and they would determine how much it cost based on the job that you uploaded, and then they would contact you and give you an invoice thing to pay from. So it's kind of that same kind of system, and that's what I would recommend. It's the easiest thing to configure. So, but very good question, Mina. That's my suggestion on that one. Okay, our next question is from Carol, I think. Oh, sorry, I don't have I need to flick to my tab that has all my links in it. So it's from Mel. It says, my website is complete and now I want to market it. Hi, Mel. You actually joined the call. I saw your name in the chat. We had a question like this come up last month. And when it comes time to market, you just market. You got to know who your audience is, and you have to decide where is your audience and where can I get my stuff in front of that audience the best way.
And do your SEO work.
Exactly. And SEO work in that kind of a situation just means making your text and the content on your website fit the search engine parameters that you want your audience to find your product by. So like if I'm selling green battery plug-in thingies, like these are recyclable battery chargers, and that people are looking for, I'm looking for a recyclable battery charger. They're going to be looking for the words recyclable, battery, that kind of a thing, or green batteries and stuff like that, or green battery choices. And that's how you would kind of like phrase all of the text and content on your website to kind of fit those search phrases. And then you also have to look at your local market and the market, who your competitors are, and kind of like see how those are structured as well. Now, Travis last month suggested a book that was, I cannot remember the name of it now because that question came up and we didn't have a chance to go check back and look at it. But if you look at the first 15 to 20 minutes of last month's Ask Us Anything, he describes the book and we provide a link to it in the live stream. So that's going to be my recommendation for that one, because that's kind of how you want to go. Marketing is not my forte. Whenever I've done any kind of marketing for a website or for a product, I've always built the content naturally. so that it fits the category of what I want my people to actually look for. Let's see, Melida asked another question. She says, it's gonna be initial. Oh, I see. I'm gonna pop this question in here, Mel. I built a website with Bluehost 2100. Later, they informed me that to market, it's going to be an additional $200 a month. That may be fair, but not how it was advertised. I know nothing of WordPress. What they're talking about there is handling your
SEO.
Yeah, exactly. And you can probably do some of that yourself. It really does depend on your market and your audience. But I mean, you figure a marketing budget, you are going to have one of those anyway. It all comes down to your return on investment. You have a product, you have to know that a certain percentage of that product is going to be marketing that product. And that does include marketing to the web. Now, hopefully.
And are you marketing locally, or are you marketing
or both?
Specific area?
Yeah. So I would run that one around a bit, Mel. I would kind of shop around that particular cost. I know there's a lot of folks on. I shudder at the thought of Upwork or Fiverr, but there are a lot of them that do marketing for, like doing SEO posts and stuff for $5.
A good one in St. Pete is the Hoth. The Hoth. 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 Yeah.
Is that a website?
Hoth. They're a company that does SEO.
Okay. Hoth. Okay, gotcha. They're at the Plaza Tower and Courtyard shops. Okay. I've never heard of them before.
They're highly rated and they know what they're doing. It would be good if you knew what you were doing or asking for, though.
Yeah.
To be 50-50,
Yeah, I would recommend looking at the book that Travis mentions in the last live stream.
Yeah, that's only like a $20 book or $15 book or something.
Yeah. And you might be able to get the highlights off of it pretty quickly. And the biggest thing, too, is you have to know your market. You have to know your audience before you even go to talk to anybody about marketing. So hopefully that helps. And you're welcome, Mina. Thank you. She told us thank you for answering her question. So, all right. But that's a very good question, Mel, definitely. All right, let's see. Next question is from Sheena, I believe. Yeah, next one is from Sheena. Okay, we have, do you actually need focused keywords and all-in-one SEO? Okay, all of those SEO plugins that you use, like Yoast and all-in-one SEO and those kind of things, they have that box for focused keywords because they're using an algorithm to try to figure out the ranking on the page or the analysis of your page. And so if you're trying to target a post to a specific thing, like when we were talking about, if you're writing a post about recyclable or rechargeable batteries or solar batteries or something like that, that would be your focus keyword, solar batteries. And then it will look at the content, all-in-one or Yoast, will look at the content, analyze it, and determine if you are targeting those two keywords appropriately within the green. So no, you don't have to put anything in there. You'll get some information from Yoast and all-in-one SEO if you don't put focus keywords in, but you'll get better information from Yoast and all-in-one SEO if you put in the focus keywords. So thank you, Elaine, for dropping that in there.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And hopefully that answers your question on that one, Sheena, because that's kind of how those plugins work. They need the focus keywords in order to do the AI algorithm analysis to determine if your content matches those keywords, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Gary, I think, let me see. Oh, actually, no, Carol asked next. I've got her down here at the bottom, but I had to retype her text. This was a question about setting up my website for a blog. Carol Broad asks, setting up my website for a blog featuring items. Now, what I'm guessing you mean is that you're talking about either Amazon affiliate links, Like maybe you're talking about Amazon products and you're going to use your Amazon affiliate association code to get like upsells from that if you talk about a product and then push them to Amazon to buy it. Or you're talking about you've got a WooCommerce site or something of that nature, and your blog wants to feature those items. You got both of those things are workable, but if you're doing the Amazon affiliate links, they give you like when you're on Amazon itself, they will give you the appropriate link for your account to put the link into your WordPress post or whatever to make sure that it goes back to your Amazon account and you get the credit for it. If you're doing like a WooCommerce site and you're sharing posts, what you want to do is actually insert the post into your blog or insert the product into your blog post so that it kind of acts like a related product link, but you're actually featuring it. So you're kind of like you drag that post into your I think they've got a block for it. I was trying to set it up, but WooCommerce takes a little while to set up and it's a little complicated. But now that WooCommerce is actually owned by WordPress.com and Automatic, you can actually reach out to them for free support and they'll walk you through that process of how to pick the correct block to feature a post on your blog posts. So can you think of anything else?
Say that again. You can get free support from Automatic or WordPress, whatever, if you have WooCommerce.
Yeah, pretty much anyone can. They'll do it either through, they may redirect you to the forum, but once you have WooCommerce installed, most of the time you can usually reach out to them through their chat support.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. I've done it a couple of times. It's not that complicated.
Okay, good to know because WooCommerce.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay up to date. Yeah.
Well, if you pay for a plugin, and you don't even have to pay for a very expensive plugin, but if you pay for like a theme, like the storefront theme or something like that, and pay like $12 a month or $12 a year or whatever it is, that allows you to get support for it as well. So, oh, and Sheena just said, yes, you answered my question. Thank you, Sheena. I appreciate it. Cool. I try my best. Alrighty. So we have another question here from Gary. He asks, on my website, pieceisashape.com, I have a page called Cooking Corner. It does not seem to be a page. It falls under an option called Chit Chat. How can I fix that? I looked online on WordPress plugins called Chit Chat, and I could find nothing. So I have no idea without actually looking. What you may want to do is, if you can, look at the plugins for your website and get back to us on that one. It might be one of the plugins on your website is kind of how that works. So I looked at your website too, and like I saw actually, you know what? Let's do that again, because give me just a second. Pieces, I gotta find the link again. Pieceisashape.com. Okay. It's an interesting name. Share this tab instead. This actually looks like it might be a WordPress.com website. I think, maybe.
They limit how many, which plugins and.
Yeah, but I mean, but it may be one of their plugins, and you can reach out to them for help. I can't tell if it is or not. He's using Elementor. I can see that much. I'm trying to find the name of the theme. Do you know the name of that hosting or that particular site that tells you what the host?
Yeah, WP Theme Detector. WP Theme Detector. All
Detector. Got it. Okay, thank you. All right, and that is pieceisashape.com. Here, we'll just go over there. I'll share that screen so you can see it. Does not seem to be using WordPress.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Okay. Wow.
Piecesofshape.com. I can't really help you. Yeah. If it doesn't seem to be using WordPress, no, it's got to be using WordPress because I was looking at the content. Yeah.
What does WP theme detector say? Doesn't seem to be using WordPress. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it said. Doesn't seem to be using WordPress. So share this tab instead. I'm in the inspector right now, and I mean it's got Elementor, it's got WP header. This looks like a WordPress site to me. Let me kill the inspector because I don't think you can see that, can you? When I had that open, or could you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. So he's talking about a cooking corner. Here we go. It's under a thing called Great Conversation. Follow me. Let me inspect this and see what this kind of thing is. It's a block image, size large. It's Elementor. Yeah, it's got to be WordPress. He's using Elementor, unless he's using some kind of Elementor. It says it's a WP page, single page article, content wrap, page header. I'm basically I'm reading through the through the HTML to see what I can figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell from this. Dividing main primary header class. Main ID main. Nope, no idea. Cannot tell from that. So, I mean, they look to be, in looking at them, here we go. Yeah, see, these aren't linkable even. Like I can click on them, but you know how they can scroll through, but I can't click on them.
Okay.
So I don't think this is a post. Yeah, Gary, I need to see more about the back end of your website. Sorry, not Gary. What's the name of that? Yeah, it is Gary. Okay. Yeah, Gary, I'd need to see more about the back end of your website to be able to answer that question. So, are we discussing my website? Okay, so what did I do wrong? Tony. Did we answer a question for it, Tony? Tony, you're dropped into the into our chat, but we don't know if you're talking about piecesofshape.com because the question we have on the screen is Gary. Yeah. I think this is Tony who actually came into our WordPress meetup and asked questions. I don't meet in person because I'm in Lakeland. So she's asked, would we be able to meet to discuss? I'm going to try to chat with you after the call ends or something of that nature. I've answered some of your questions on Meetup. Gary, same person. Gary, can you dial into our call or maybe type in if you've got the ability to answer the question if it's a basically answer the question. Is it a WordPress.com website? Is it a self-hosted website? Anything of that nature. We have a invite link we can give you if you want to dial on the call. So I'm going to go to the next question while you're looking at that, and we'll bring you in right after that, okay? All right. So the next question we had was, because we really need more information to be able to answer that question anyway. The next question we had was from Carol. She asked, how is information, dates, time, and location added in the event calendar plugin? Well, you're in good luck, Carol, because we use the event calendar plugin for WordPress So let me load that up real quick and I'll show you how it's loaded in there. Give me a second. I got to log in. I didn't realize I wasn't logged into my site. Okay. All right. Share this tab instead. Ignore the data errors on the front. I've got an error with my Google Analytics. So if you go into events, when you're on your backend WordPress admin dashboard, this is going to list where all your events are. Now we use a plugin called the Event Aggregator, which pulls all of our events over from Meetup. But if you're adding an event, it's pretty much this straightforward. You go into events, click add new. You treat it just like any other post where you give it a title like pizza social. And you give it a description here, like come eat pizza with us. And you pick your date and time here. Gives you a calendar view. You can make it an all-day event if you want to, instead of like by selecting all-day event. Your locations are actually created as venues. You can type one and it will try to find it, like $3 Brewing or something like that, and you can add them from this screen. You can also add event websites if there's a website specific link for that particular location. And that's kind of how it all works. That's how everything's basically organized. And once you've added your events, your venues are listed here under events, venues, and your organizers. You don't have to use organizers. We do.
Are you trying to share your screen? Are you?
Yeah, it should be shared. It's not?
No.
Sharing this tab to StreamYard.com. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting here talking like a crazy person, and I was not sharing the actual screen itself. I'm sorry. Gary will be with you in just a bit. So make sure you test your microphone and your camera. I see your camera's working, but I don't know if your microphone's working. We'll be with you just shortly, okay? My apologies, folks. I did not realize I was not sharing my screen there. Basically, what I was doing was going into, when you've got the event calendar by Modern Tribe installed, your events are listed under events. You add them by clicking add new. It works just like any other post where you add a title and a description. You pick your calendar dates here, dates and times, start and end times, or you make them all day events. You add your locations here and event websites, any other information specific to the event. And that's kind of how they get on your calendar. They're pretty straightforward. It's not a complicated plugin by any means. Now, if you've got more complicated questions regarding it, feel free to ask us, but you're better off on those kind of questions actually reaching out to community support for the events calendar for those kind of issue items. So, okay, hopefully that was helpful. I am going to bring Gary on now. Hey, Gary. How you doing, sir? Can you hear us? Hopefully that was helpful. I am going to bring Gary on.
One thing I did notice, Jim, is
hang on, Elaine. Gary, you're listening to YouTube Live or Facebook on another tab. Make sure you go to that tab first and mute it. Okay. All right, because I'm hearing that on your background. Okay. Oh, I see. You're talking to us on a telephone, on a phone. Okay.
Okay, say that again.
We were picking up your TV or whatever you're watching the stream on.
Okay, say that again.
We were picking up your TV or whatever you're watching. We're getting an echo from you, Gary. I can see you, but you have us on another tab on your browser, and you need to mute that tab. I'm going to let him catch up. Go ahead, Elaine.
Well, I did inspect piece. What is this? Pieces of Shape. He has 33 CSS style sheets.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if that's
which is unusual.
Yeah. Let's see if he's working.
33 CSS style sheets.
Yeah, he's just caught up with you, Gary. You've got to mute the live stream, or because you're getting two conversations going. Gary, you've got to mute the live stream, or you're getting two conversations going. So if you're watching us on YouTube, or if you're watching,
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah, and now we're not hearing us, so that's perfect. Oh, we lost him.
I think he turned us. Maybe he turned us off. Or something.
He may have turned us off. Oh, gotta love it. Oh, there he comes back. Hey, Gary, welcome back. You think you got it at the end where we could hear you. Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. We got you. And we're not hearing us, which is working great. Can you hear us?
Okay, oddly enough, I can't hear you now.
Okay. What are you looking at us on the StreamYard screen? Hang on. This has got to be fun.
Hello?
Hang on. Type it to you. There you go. Are
Can
you
you hear
watching
us?
us on StreamYard or on Facebook Live or YouTube? We're hearing you just fine, but I don't think you can hear us, which means you've got the speaker configured incorrectly. So, yeah, I may have to. There's another plan for this that allows us to put people in a green room first, so we can get them configured properly before they join the call, and we may end up doing that for this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary, if you can't get configured, what I'm going to do is I'll reach out to you through our Meetup questions and see if I can ask you some more questions about your website. We'll try to go from there. Okay. All right. Let's continue moving on. Hopefully, Carol, we got your question answered about the events calendar. I know we were bouncing back and forth, and I wasn't actually showing you on the screen what was happening. But basically, all of the events calendar is managed underneath events. There's an events section on your WordPress admin dashboard, and that's where you manage all of the details about it. Okay.
And so every URL is going to be, domain.com/events, event / but there are probably ways to go around that.
No. You can name it calendar or something of that nature, but I don't really think that's what she's asking as far as organizing goes.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm asking you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're basically underneath the main slug calendar or events, but you can change that to something that makes more sense for you. Hey Gary, you back again? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. I'm guessing he can't hear us.
YouTube, he says in the chat.
Okay. You need to be watching us or chatting right now through StreamYard. So you need to be watching us or chatting right through StreamYard. So the link you
Okay, I
used
clicked on the link that you sent me.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah, the link you sent us, you want to set your speakers.
Okay, I clicked on the link that you sent me.
You're picking up your YouTube live again. Need to pause. You need to pause.
Go
YouTube.
to the other tab that has YouTube and just mute YouTube.
Pause. You need to pause.
Go to the other tab that has YouTube and just mute. There. That sounds good.
No, I muted him. I had to because I had to because he was like,
okay.
Yeah. And then go back to the link. Tab that starts with StreamYard. All right, folks, it gets a little confusing setup sometimes. When I think he's using his phone actually to talk to us.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, because he keeps picking it up and looking at us through it.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's the problem, is that he's communicating to us through a phone, but he's watching us on the computer.
Okay.
So another Gary without devices connected. Okay. Gary, I'm going to drop you back out again until you're connected properly. When you're, let me see. When you're connected and can hear us through the link chat here. Okay. All right. Because I don't think he's watching us on the phone, but he's not hearing us. Okay. Gotta love it. It's a process.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's on the computer screen. Hey, can you hear us, Gary?
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary. Can you hear us? He's waving. Nope. He's still.
So you still can't hear me?
I can
We
hear
can
you.
hear
Can you hear
you.
us? Can you hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yay!
Hey, we got it. Okay. All right. So your piecesofshape.com. When you're on that site, on the WordPress admin dashboard, can you tell us what theme you're using?
I believe it is the Koel theme, Koel.
Koel. Okay. I can definitely hear you now, which is great. Oh yeah, Koel template WordPress by webcloud.limited. I'm looking it up now. Yeah, I've never heard of the chit chat thing you're mentioning. So I don't know if that's a plugin that you're running into there. Like an actual plugin that's running on your WordPress website. And that's what the chit chat corner is coming through. Because it's definitely not posts or pages.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't figure out. Everything I created was an actual page, except for that. It ended up in some weird chit chat thing.
Well, how did you create it? Do you know?
I thought I created a page.
Okay.
I probably missed something. And
Well, is there
It's created by the author of the theme is themesinfo.com.
Yeah, but I mean, do they mention anything about chit chat corners or chit chat or anything like that in their theme? I was going to suggest maybe you can share your screen, but if you're having a this much problem with the other stuff, you may not be able to share your WordPress screen that easily. If you don't mind, like I can chat with you on WordPress Meetup through the through the back and forth messaging interface, and maybe you can give me a screenshot and I can help you walk it through from there.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to log into the website now.
Yeah, we typically don't stay on for much more than 15 more minutes. So what I would suggest is, yeah, if you can screenshot your list of plugins or do that'd be the easiest way, I think, is screenshot the list of plugins on your WordPress admin dashboard and provide that to us in your message on Meetup. And I'll look at that and see if we can figure out what it is. Okay.
Will do.
All right. I appreciate that, Gary. Sorry about all the confusing with the getting on the call, but at least now you know how to do it. So next time around, you can do it a little easier. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more question to answer, and then we got to wrap for the evening. So I'm going to let you go. Okay, buddy? But like I said, give us a screenshot of the WordPress admin dashboard or go to, that's going to be the easiest one, I think, a screenshot of the WordPress admin dashboard of your live plugins, the ones that are active. And that'll let me kind of figure out what's running on it and go from there. Okay. I'll send you a message through Meetup too, so that to remind you what I'm looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
All right. Our next question comes from Tom Nora about site health notices, 301, htaccess, redirect, persistent object cache, security headers. What he is talking about is when you're on a website, let me share this screen again. When you're on a website and you go into Tools, Site Health. Uh-oh, we have an alert on our screen. That's not good. He's talking about this screen, Site Health issues. Right. Exactly. If you have a critical issue or recommended improvements, etc., and you see these little things, if you click underneath them, it'll actually walk you through how to fix it in most cases. it will tell you like the WP update core constant is defined as false. That's in your WordPress config file. It kind of goes through like a process of things like here, WordPress security and maintenance releases are blocked by this. We're always going to have this error because we're actually managed on WP on Flywheel, and they turn off background updates for specific stuff like that. Now, recommended improvements. So like if you've got an error in here about 301 and redirects and stuff like that, they will walk you through exactly how to fix those in most cases. Like they try to give you an explanation and then where to go to fix it. Like I should remove inactive themes. I should remove inactive plugins. I'm unable to check if a new version of WordPress is available because our update thing is turned off by Flywheel. You should use a persistent object cache, that kind of thing. So most cases with your site health, everything here will have a recommended fix within the actual tab. And if it doesn't, what you want to do is actually grab like that text and this text and do a search on WordPress.org and their support forums, and they'll kind of walk you through it. So that's the best ways to fix any of those particular things. Security headers means usually that if you've got a security header issue, that more than likely means that you've got your basic authentication or your REST API stuff is not turned on properly. The 301 HT access redirect means that your HT access file is not configured properly. You're either going to have to go to your server host to get that fixed, or follow the link that they provide within the within that particular item in tool site health, and it'll link you to a article on WordPress.org on how to fix it, or what your HT access file should contain to make sure that this actually works properly. Okay. Hopefully that helps, Tom. So, but that's where you go for that kind of stuff. All right. Were you aware of that one, Elaine?
I know that one's tricky. The header, when it does that.
Yeah.
And it always says you might get locked out of your own WordPress site, so back it up. And it's one of those really.
Well, you want to do that regardless. You always want to back up your website before you get started with any kind of like hazardous stuff.
But
I actually had one that came through on Gravity Forms that I was going to talk about anyway. It was something along the lines of, if you are locked out of your site, you get like the critical error, the white page screen of death, that kind of thing. Now WordPress gives you you've received a critical error, please contact your server host, that kind of thing, to get around it. Do you know how to fix that yourself if you run into those, Elaine? If you get a white screen of death? Or have you done it in a while?
Well, I can't say I've ever gotten one, but I know it's really tied to whatever you just did.
Yes,
like
it's usually tied to whatever you just
updated or whatever you were messing with.
Yeah. The easiest way to fix them is to go into your file manager for your website, if you have one, and you should. In most cases, you should be able to at least edit the files and the directories on your website. Go into wp-content/plugins. Drag everything in the plugins directory into a backup folder, and that will reset your site as if none of your plugins are installed. And that'll let you go in and then just slowly start turning your plugins back on again. And that's
but you move them, so how do you turn them back on again?
Drag them back out. You drag them back out one at a time. Yeah, one at a time.
You slowly put them back in.
Yeah, you slowly put them back in and turn them back on. Yeah, because once you drag them into the backups folder, they're all going to be deactivated immediately. That's going to be the first thing that happens when your site reloads back up again. And then you can just drag one at a time out. I also recommend doing the same thing with your themes, or switching it to 2023. When you got the critical error, that's pretty much it. You have no choice. It's going to be theme or plugin related. It has to be one of those. And the only way to get your site loaded immediately to work again is to drag everything that's in plugins and themes and put it in a backup folder. And that is a fresh, clean WordPress install. Your database is fine. Your database is not going anywhere. All you're touching is the files. So If you have any posts, if you have any products, any of that kind of stuff in WooCommerce, that will still be in your database. It's just waiting to be reactivated when you turn those plugins back on. But that will get you working again. And that's the fastest way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had to walk people through that in Gravity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had to do that a couple times at Gravity. I've had to do it a couple times on other sites. We had a customer, we had a person message us on Meetup about that. Their site was down and GoDaddy was going to charge them $50 to fix it. And, it was like, I told her, I said, anybody's going to charge you $50 to fix that. So you're better off, if you're on GoDaddy, to just go ahead and pay them the 50 and have them fix it. And then once you got it fixed, go someplace else that will include that as part of their support and hosting. Because I don't understand why GoDaddy didn't just fix that. Bluehost would have, HostGator would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told her, look at the pricing of how much you're paying for GoDaddy, compare it to Flywheel or WP Engine, and just pay them, because they'll take care of the WordPress side of it. They'll take care of at least the primary WordPress piece. And if you've got a problem, if you've got like a database issue or a plugin issue, they will go in and fix it for you. Now granted, you can't do that every day.
No.
But you can. They'll get really mad at you if they do, but you can at least get initial help from them, and they'll go from there. She also asked, could she just go ahead and go to Flywheel and have them migrate her site? And I said, they won't be able to migrate your site until you get it fixed. So your site has to at least be online before they can
operational.
Yeah. So, but yeah, typically that should be covered. At least critical WordPress fixes should be covered by your hosting company. That's my viewpoint with that one.
Good. That's why you pay for good hosting, I guess. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, like Pagely and the other ones, they'll do everything. But as far as when it comes down to it, at least the WordPress should be covered by your, if it's a managed WordPress site, if they specialize in WordPress, GoDaddy specializes in WordPress, HostGator specializes in WordPress, Bluehost specializes in WordPress. All of them should cover at least getting you out of a critical error for part of for what you're paying them for hosting, unless they've changed the way they do their hosting and their bare minimum plan doesn't cover that, which is possible. We pay for TinyWeb, which is $15 a month. I think it's $12 a month if you pay annually, and so it works out to like about $120 a year. And if my site's down, they'll fix it. They back up the site every single day. I know that every time I know
That's
before
really
I do my.
nice.
Yeah, nice. You've seen it. You've seen how many times that I've blown up the site doing updates and I've had to restore it. So, well, I learned my lesson. I don't update the site live anymore. I do.
Well, the problem also is maybe your hosting takes forever. They'll fix it, but it's going to take a week or 10 days. And you just don't have the time. You want to be back up.
Yeah, and most of the time they won't take that long. It depends. Yeah. Flywheel, they've got 24/7, 365 chat. And typically, if it's something simple, if it's a blue screen of death or a white screen of death, they will fix it pretty quickly, within like a couple of hours. If it's something that's a long-standing issue and you don't know where it's coming from, a plugin conflict, something like that, you're better off being the one doing a staging copy and then testing it on your staging copy until you figure out what the problem is. And, get your site back to what it was before you broke it, copy it to staging, break it, and then slowly figure out why you broke it or how it broke. So and then once you've got it fixed in staging, copy staging back over production and you're done. And I just love the fact that that's included as part of their basic hosting.
Yeah, that is pretty darn nice.
Yeah.
You don't have to, that security.
Yeah, to me, I don't mind paying. Because I'm paying for that we're paying for it out of our, for WordPress Tampa Bay, but I also pay for that for my jimtrue.com, and I don't mind paying that much for hosting if I've got that flexibility, because I know I could break my site and I can get it back immediately. I know that it's automatically backed up every single day, and that's files and database, and that's just wonderful, so. It's worth it to me.
So how much does jimtrue.com really change?
Not very much.
Yeah.
But
so.
I test Gravity Forms over there. I mean, I test a lot of our, our add-ons and things, because most of the payment gateway add-ons and stuff, they're live. They have to be live. They have to be connected to the net in order to work properly.
Yeah, right.
And you can do them locally, but you don't get the webhooks, because your payment gateway has to be able to reach back to your site and say, yes, your payment was successful, or something of that nature.
That's useful, and that's really useful.
Yeah, so it's worth it to have it online for that. So, but that's pretty much it. That was my big tip of the week that I thought was pretty useful, was like how to get out of a white screen of death. Wanted to do, I'll try to keep doing at least one tip a week if I can, or reach a tip a month of that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, we are going to, let's see, we are going to go ahead and wrap it, because we're at the 7:25 stage. We've been here for an hour. I don't see any additional questions, and folks have started dropping off. So I think we're probably, it's just the two of us now, Elaine. We're the only two watching the show anymore. So I think, I don't know, it could be two other people watching us, who knows. But I want to thank everybody for all the questions this week. Were really good. Some great questions came in. Thank you for that a lot. You give us something to talk about every month, which is always wonderful. If you haven't already, please make sure that you visit our website at wptampabay.org. We always keep our streams are there. Oh, there's Rick. Hey, Rick. Make sure that, our streams are listed there. All of our prior videos and stuff like that are all listed there, so you can always catch those from that location. Make sure that you also like and subscribe to us on YouTube. It helps our search algorithms and stuff like that, and it makes us look better. Hopefully at some point it will actually mean something. I don't know if it will or not, but we can always hope, right? I'm clicking too many buttons here today. There we go. So with that, we will see you next month on June 20th. Is that correct? Check it. I always do this, Elaine. Every single week, I forget what our next meetup is. It's awful. Yes, June 20th. June 20th is our next meetup. And I will see you guys next month on June 20th. And Elaine, thank you for joining me tonight, so I wasn't talking to myself. And thank you, Gary, for dialing in, even if it took you a while to get in here. It was still worth it and helpful. And we will see you all next month. Bye. Thank you for watching a recorded session from WordPress Tampa Bay Meetup. We meet monthly through Meetup on live stream on the third Tuesday of the month through our YouTube channel and Facebook group. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up in YouTube, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified of new videos. Find out more about WordPress Tampa Bay at our website at wptampabay.org. Thanks.